My dear viewers, beginning today is the official Alliteration Gaming Patreon and channel members. Throughout my Patreon, we've got quite a few tiers you can check out in order to gain special perks and even commission videos that you'd like to see me upload onto the channel. Every tier includes a shout out on my supporter card at the beginning of all of my videos, along with the benefits of the tier itself. Following that, you can now also join the Alliteration Nation by becoming a channel member on the YouTube side of things. Pledging your subscription here as a member of the channel is going to grant you the same shout out on my supporter card as all the Patreon tiers do, as well as access to the members only channel on my Discord. You'll gain a member badge that will level up as you stay subscribed and access to my exclusive emotes when I stream on YouTube. If you're interested in checking out the Patreon, I'm going to have the link in the description and in the pinned comment down below, as well as the link to my Discord should you want to join that as well. And if you want to become a channel member, the big, beautiful join button is front and center on my homepage right here. And if you do decide to support the channel in any way whatsoever, know that I am unimaginably grateful, and I can't wait to provide you with even more top-notch content at my trademark top speed. Additionally, it's time for the return of the referral code. If you're new here and you're just getting into the game, you've got to make an account on the Universus Gaming Network. When you're signing up, you can use my exclusive referral code Alliteration to let Jasco know that I brought you on board, which directly supports me and my work. Having an account on the UGN site is going to allow you to sign up for tournaments, participate in events, locate stores that support the game near you, and much, much more. Playing in events and or mailing in pack wrappers is actually going to accrue loyalty points onto your account, which you'll then be able to redeem for exclusive promo cards in the mail for absolutely free. An account on here is an integral part of playing this game, so make sure you sign up and you use my code Alliteration to help me continue doing what I love. I would really appreciate the support. You guys absolutely killed it on the last one with all of the signups, and I am really excited to run it back with you all. Now, let's get on to the video. Good evening, my dear viewers, and welcome to the Alliteration Gaming video. My name's Levi, and we're going to be doing another Build-A-Deck tonight with Elysian over from the Patreon. They have brought to me a midnight deck on my personal favorite, the All Symbol to Critique. It's going to be a list looking to make some very generic choices, but also maining some Nambulism, something that a lot of the midnight players really haven't taken to. So let's jump right in and see how I can put my favorite symbol's spin on this top tier character. Elysian, my friend, we have the number one HLC winning R-rated pro hero Midnight on the All Symbol. Tell me what's up with this, man.
I'm tired. I want to go to bed.
Sleepy time.
I'm gonna play a really boring deck. It's basically what it says on the tin. It's Midnight with some Nambulism. It's really nothing special. Like, in the grand scheme of things, there's nothing wild or funny. Oddly enough, the wildest part about this deck is that I'm playing the Midnight card that no one else plays. So
yeah, everyone's very much on the sideboard this card type of train, which honestly, I have 0 games registered ever in my entire life with this character, so I don't know enough to know.
It's weird having commit your character on an attack being sideboard tier, but it is in this case. It's so bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just a meta thing, right? Until Eraserhead's the best deck in the format, until we're in Momo meta again, you know?
Right.
You know? At the same time,
like
though...
Jiro.
Go ahead.
Like, Jiro does one thing on your turn, Toga doesn't hardly do anything on your turn. Ojiro definitely doesn't do anything on your turn. Like, wild.
Yeah, a lot of the good characters right now are just like super not interested in interacting with you during your turn, at least when it comes to their character. At the same time, though, you know, this is just our like 7 mid for 6, stun 1, draw 2, discard 1, you discard a card, breaker 1. You know, there's like a lot going on with this card that I think it's like, they definitely looked at this card and they were like, all right, it's like definitely like a sideboard design card, but we're going to try to throw just enough things on this card to where the Midnight players will still be okay with maining it.
And that's kind of where I went with this, is that I definitely tried to go for more of a, I'm going to be drawing a lot of cards style of thing more. So I've got things that benefit from drawing cards like Snack Time, like Talented Baker, like Brutish Swagger. You know, that was more of my goal, was I'm gonna be drawing cards. Let's get benefit from drawing cards, you know?
I mean, we are the all symbol, right? Everyone says the all symbol is the card draw symbol, and it's actually finally starting to become that in MHA format. It's definitely, It's probably the symbol I've seen Midnight played on the least, but like these things, these mustard and ketchups, these Bert and Ernie's, these rapid punches, hardened barrage, like sure do just have 3 keywords, which is a pretty good place to start. Also, the all symbol just feels incredibly strong right now in a myriad of ways. We're not like a full punch deck because we are playing Somnambulism. We do want to take advantage of how good British Swagger is in our character. Capture Net's very good in our character, so we're not going to get to do things like the whole Valiant Assault Texas Smash runs, but I think that there's definitely enough going on here in All's attack lineup to where we get to do very good things. This is, you know, an actually threatening move in our character. These are just going to be like super duper massive. They're just bolt 7 base speed, and then they go from there is nuts. Somnambulism in the main I think is fine. Final Smash, we get to be one of those characters that says I get to target draw a card from my discard pile with Final Smash, and I think that's freaking amazing.
And it also is also a 7 high for 6 damage.
Yeah, like this thing's just big. Yeah, this thing's just big. Like, it is just big. And if there's nothing we want, we get to just go say, hey, you know what, I'll just go ahead and make my next check very good. Yeah, this card's amazing. And when we get to unlock that hidden text of draw anything in your discard pile, super duper amazing. British Swagger is okay. I don't know if I'm in love with this card in this deck.
Like I said, I was mostly going for... more often than not, I'm drawing 2 or more cards in the combat phase, if not from Midnight, but also from itself and then other cards in the main board. That being said, I could also, you know, not play it, but I like having a 6 mid, 6 stun 2 that draws a card.
Yeah, I definitely don't hate it. Like, it is like very easy for us to activate it. At the same time, though, I don't want to always feel like I have to use my Midnight commit, just like when I draw this card, just because I just have to get stun 2 out of this card. It's definitely not a bad interaction. But let's take a look at a couple of things that I have down here. I think this could be a sick Justice Rush deck.
I thought about that. It does have 3 keywords. It does take the... I think that was the thing, is that it was taking the spot of British Swagger in a way, and that it has to be the only attack at the card pool to get its benefit, but at the same time, it's a 6 mid for 7 stun 1.
Yeah, stun 1, 6 mid for 7. It basically ends up with almost the same stat line as British Swagger. So Swagger's going to get like a little more stun, but you also get the benefit of, hey, once I'm having momentum, this is EX4, which is like a ridiculous number. It's like a ridiculous number there, and a really, really good deadlock, because I don't think that we have like any deadlock pressure in this, in snack time is it, I think. Oh, we have this. So. We got the old Uncle Sam. I want you to commit that foundation. Right. I love this card.
Also, I think the finish is kind of sick in this deck, because Midnight basically does to stack her own discard pile.
Yep. We get to do the eraser head thing. No, it's good though. This card's amazing. So I think Justice Rush could be a lot cooler than Brutish Swagger potentially. I also have Hardened Uppercut here because this card just murders people. I don't know if your deck has issues murdering people, but this card is very, very sick. It's a very sick block. With our character, it's a 6 low for 9 with EX2 and this really, really awesome 0 high block and this awesome response, and this card's just a powerhouse. Just a straight up powerhouse.
I think my only issue is I'm already running a decent number of 5 difficulty and higher. Because like Final Smash isn't always going to be a 4 difficulty. It's not always going to be. So I have to kind of consider that. Somnambulism can maybe go down to a 2. You know?
So that's something that I was going to actually sort of suggest is you could live in a world where we kind of just play like more of other things and we play Somnambulism much more as like a tech piece, and then we view our final smashes as our other copies of Somnambulism, because we can just go target draw it from our discard pile when we need it, right?
Yeah, and I'm kind of thinking the same way too, because like, yeah, Somnambulism is a really cool card, but it sure does check it too. It sure does things, but not always things that we want.
Most certainly not. I think like if you made Somnambulism a 2, and then with your 2 of Final Smash, you effectively kind of have 4, right? You just have to actually go and check that first one, which like we're Midnight, we speed through our deck. Shouldn't be that hard. And then you get to just go inside the other copies too, right?
Right, and that's the other thing is that I don't even just love discarding cards constantly with Midnight's effect, with Snack Time, you know.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that I also like about Justice Rush over Brutish Swagger is that it makes Justice Rush into Somnambulism a line to turn on our 6 keywords.
Oh, true.
Swagger sure does only have those 2, so it makes it a little bit awkward. I mean, if we're cutting down on the Somnambulism, it's probably not as serious, but I think it's still a thing to consider when you're thinking about making sure that this card never feels dead, because by default, based on how it works, it will sometimes feel a little dead.
Well, that's the thing is that like every other attack except for Final Smash, which is probably the most tech piece of the bunch, has 3 or more keywords.
Yep.
So I actually think that cutting British Swagger for Justice Rush is
either
Justice Rush or Uppercut. I think Justice Rush is a bit better in this deck.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it being a 4 of and Somnambulism being a 2 of is that fall.
Yeah, you could also go the route of cutting the Swaggers for the 2 Justice Rush, and then taking the 2 Somnambulism and making them 2 Uppercuts.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah, I have Knee Smash in here as well, just because we get to do the you're finished type things, right? Where we get to discard what we want and then get that benefit. I think it's a little unassuming of an attack for all that. Like, if we commit our character to it, it's a 5 diff 3 high for 6. And is that a stat line that you are... Rather, are these abilities impressive enough for you to be okay with that stat line?
So the first thing is the committing of the characters for the second mulligan. It's a foundation commit, but still, I agree. Because I don't think committing a foundation for 2 speed is enough.
Yeah, I just don't think that it just doesn't... Like, our character does pump speed, so you'd think it would be okay. But even as basically a 5 diff 3 high for 6, I'm impressed by these abilities interacting with our character, but I don't think I'm impressed enough for that stat line.
Yeah, I think if I were to do anything, I personally would go for Justice Rush and then 2 Uppercut, but I can also be convinced for 2 and 2. I think the benefit of Uppercut is that it is a low, and I don't have a lot of zones.
Yeah, so like, we have Rapid Punches and Capture Net. These are kind of weird though, right? Because like Rapid Punches, they do really want to block, which is honestly kind of better than to put in like a low kill card, because they want to full block this, and then you say, okay, well, I hope you have a second low, bud, because this is for 9, casually for 9.
And like Hardened Barrage is also a high. So.
Yeah, it definitely keeps them on their toes, like block zone wise, and like I also do want to block some Somnambulism. This thing just is 6 damage.
Right. So yeah, I think 2 Somnambulism, just 2 of all the higher difficulty cards is correct.
Yeah, I like that. So I'll go ahead and take this out of here. And so now looking at our foundations, we don't have to think about our block zones a ton, like not too terribly hard. Like, they're very okay right now. I wouldn't mind like both of these being a little more pumped up from 18 and 16. However, of course, we are the all symbol, so you kind of got to keep in mind that the lows are going to be hard to come by. Yeah, and a lot of the good attacks and stuff like that are mostly mid blocks too, if I remember right. Yeah, we pretty much don't have we do not have a low block attack. If we the like good generic low block attacks are like Hardened Steel and like Smashing Nomu. They're really bad. They're not good. They're not good. If you're playing weapons, there's a few. You get like Needle Stab and like and a couple of the Eraser ones, but again, that's for a very specific package. Right, I don't think that's what we're looking for. So no. We're very generic in this house. We just want keyword. Keyword soup is all we care about in this house. Exactly. Yeah. So as far as your foundations go, there's a couple things that I'm not like crazy. We have a lot of really cool interactions. We obviously play Exhausted Exclamation very, 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 very well. Unexpected Hero and Eye of the Tiger, I'm a little iffy on.
Unexpected Hero is always one of my favorite block cards because -3 speed is not nothing. And also, discarding cards has become a lot more relevant in characters discarding their own cards.
Yeah, people do like to play that one with nature card. It's certainly not bad. Do you think it's better than just the 4th Specialist of Sound?
I mean, for special sound, we can probably cut other things. I mean,
okay, that's fair.
I don't know. I like having both options because sometimes, because like sometimes you don't want to knee-jerk respond -3 speed. Sometimes you want to have them play out their turn -3 speed. Because when it's up front, people don't pump things into it, but you may not use the Unexpected Hero.
Yeah, I guess like this card is like a tad bit redundant sometimes because we're midnight.
Yeah.
So I guess my -3 speed being able to do other things with Unexpected Hero, yeah, I don't hate that.
Plus, also it flips, so I can -3 speed and then use it to -4 speed on another attack because it's still ready.
This is also true. Also, keep flip effects and drill in mind because we do play Hardened Uppercut now.
Exactly. So like I do think Unexpected Hero. It's always been one of those cards that I feel has been slept on because it shares symbols with Specialist, but it in some ways, but like it's always done me well.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely teched it like up until this set just because like the low block zone is very important.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm cool with it. I am cool with it. Eyes of the Tiger. I just realized this is Eyes of the Tiger, not Eye of the Tiger. I love the copyright dance.
Yeah.
I love it.
I have fallen in love with this card a lot. For a couple reasons. One, I hate Breaker. 2, I hate Release. 3, I hate Tokoyami.
I also hate all of those things. Those things piss me off. We have like no way to cheat progressive difficulty either, so like Breaker like genuinely pisses us off. Actually infuriates us.
So like it is a bit preemptive, but also like if I'm against a Tokoyami, I'm firing this immediately if I know that they're going in for a kill turn.
Yeah, no, I do love this card. I absolutely side this card on every one of these symbols right now because I am traumatized by those decks. Yeah, I mean I think it's a super local thing for sure too. But yeah, I mean if you're dealing with a lot of Tokoyamis, a lot of releases, I'm super chill with it.
Yeah.
Talented Baker, I understand it, but I'm not sure if our 2/5 plus 3 block is worth just a +1 speed.
It is when you have 4 of them on the board.
I mean, that's fair, but you also got to think about the context of we could have 4 of any foundation, and would that feel as good?
Fair. I mean, so my thing with Talented Baker is that I'm already drawing cards, so it's incidental synergy. I don't know if I need it for us, but I do like having it. Because basically every single card has some sort of synergy with drawing. If not, like, gets close to it. And if not, I have cards on board that draw cards. So it's never offline, and that's super important to me.
Yeah, I mean, we are midnight. It's definitely never offline. At the same time, though, I feel like we get so much speed pump out of midnight and a lot of these attacks in general. It feels like it might just be a little redundant. But also, I guess let's kind of look at other things that I would like in the deck before we start criticizing it too hard. Looking at my list here, pretty much every low block in here, don't think too critically about. It's basically just in this list in case you want more low blocks. Otherwise, I wouldn't be too crazy about any of the low blocks in this list right here.
Yeah, I think Celebrity Status is a neat one, but the thing is that I already have other momentum outs, especially now. And also, like, it is 2023, my hero. We're not keeping momentum in this house. Not anymore.
It's certainly not the easiest thing to do in the world anymore. Yeah, now that the Justice Rushes are in there, I'm a little less impressed, even more so, by this play. It just feels like it could be so good putting together like our Rapid Punches barrage chains. Like imagine like open Final Smash, put a punches on top, flip celebrity, put one of them from the momentum on top, commit midnight, draw them both. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm living in the holidays here.
It does sound like a Christmas land thing, but it sure is a nice Christmas land.
Yeah, no, it's super duper fair enough. I have so this is mostly why I kind of wanted to bring Talented Baker to mind, is I have what I think might just be a preferred version of this with +1 damage on all of our attacks.
And I was thinking that too. I think if I were to cut Talented Baker, it'd be for Revel. I love Revel. I've always loved Revel.
Yeah, no, I think this card gives the stat that we might want a little bit more, just because like this is already fast, even faster if we Midnight. This has EX, this has EX, this has 3 keywords, or all of these have 3 keywords, right? And Rapid speeds itself up. We have a lot less of the damage, the damage pump front when it comes to a lot of our moves.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down to.
Excuse me, I'm dying.
You're good, man.
So I think maybe we could do like a 2-2 between Revel and Talented.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, I like that. Next order of business, Spooky.
Yeah.
We are an amazing Spooky character. Even more so when we have these specialist sounds and unexpected heroes in our deck. We play Spooky like a monster. It is incredibly easy for Midnight to be able to like 0 damage out a move with Spooky.
Yeah, no, I'm down to put that as a 1.
Yeah. I think it's at the very least just a super fine one of that we can just toss in there. And like I wouldn't want to commit to it like much harder than that, just because like we're not like a super, it's not like we're like Eraserhead or something where we're like super dependent on this card to save our lives. It's like an actual committal of resources for us to commit to a Spooky play. Like we are committing foundations for it. It's not just free like it is in him. But I think it at least warrants the one of, and you would more than likely side more with throws and stuff running around.
For sure.
It helps your block zones a lot too, right? When they throw like their one low of the turn, it's like, okay, I will commit all my speed hate to this one and just take nothing, and that feels very, very good.
For sure.
Speaking of block zones and padding those out, I have the Almighty Villains defeated. How do you feel about the Almighty Villains defeated?
All right. I've never been big on this one. I personally haven't.
Mm-hmm.
When it works, it's really good, but I'm just not big on it.
And that's totally fine. If anything, I was just thinking because like we kind of have this, we have a pretty cute like tech slot here that we really like in challenging the fakes, and I was mostly just thinking about alternatives to that. But if you're not into villains, it's not something I will push. It's a little bit better with Ojiro running around, but for the most part, it's definitely like a if you like this card, you like this card type of card.
Yeah.
How would you feel about Advice for Winners in this deck?
I actually think it's kind of good. Somnambulism with notwithstanding. But like you said, I don't really have any way to manipulate my checks or my card rules, so it's nice to have that potential guaranteed check.
Yep, we do not have this attack lineup. It does not give us a whole lot in the terms of cheating our plays and cheating our cards and mechanics. We have to play these cards very, very honestly, and we have to imagine a lot of them with like +1 difficulty as well, because we're Midnight sometimes. Not all of them all the time, right? But that is right. Like you do want to be playing your string and keeping a lot of ready foundations that you have your character's text around. So I think something like Advice for Winners could really, really help pad out our aggressive turns, especially like we're playing 4 hard barrage, 4 rapid punches. We are going wide, like we just are.
Yeah. So my only issue with that is I'm looking at my list, and I got a lot of 2-diffs.
Yeah, let's do a little count. We got 11, 13, 17, 21, 24 spams, which means just trying to do math here. I'm 5, 7, 9, 10, 14, 18. Yeah, I was gonna say 18, but I didn't want to feel like a dummy. So we have 24 and 18 right now, which isn't terrible, but I wouldn't really want to cut spams. I think this is a fine ratio right now.
Okay.
So I would want to non-spam for spam, or I'm sorry, non-spam for non-spam and spam for spam at this point.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, which means that if we wanted to put in something like advice for winners, I think the only real cuttable card I think here is challenging the fakes. I do like this card a lot. This has been like one of my meme cards for a very long time. But our other tech slots we've kind of established enjoying. You know, we like our talented, we like our eyes, we like our unexpected hero.
Well, like challenging the fakes is one of my favorites for with spooky. It's like if I'm spookying, I'm already not blocking your -0 attack. So.
No, yeah, dude, I love challenges. That was like my thing in All Eraser for ages, was just challenging the fakes, spooky your move, tell you to pass turn pretty please. Like they are awesome together, but at the same time that's like a 2 of and a 1 of. So when you see those together, that will be pretty 1 in a million.
So we're gonna make it even more.
Oh, I'm losing you.
I think if we're gonna do it, it'll be 1-on-1, 1-on-1 challenging, advice.
I'm into it. That's cute as hell. Now, when it comes to your spams, obviously, like we gotta play 4, it can't be fixed. This card's nuts. We gotta play 4 easily. We're midnight. Floating is good damage pump. You're finished is a good little tech piece. 4 Destined is perfectly fine. I think Snack Time could like maybe be a 3 of.
I mean, sure.
Do you feel like so here's my thing about Snack Time. I've always said that 3 is the perfect Snack Time number because 2 is too little because you won't always see it at 2, and like it's a card that you need to kill people. But it's also not one you really want to see multiples of. Like generally that's not super desirable, so 4 can feel excessive, but at 3, odds are by the time you're ready to kill someone, you'll have found one of those 3.
My main argument with that is that because I'm midnight, if one gets clogged in my hand, I can just discard it with me.
That is definitely an okay argument. Do you feel like that justifies the 4th copy though?
I think so, because I do need to see it. It is one of the most key pieces of my deck.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I can just freely discard it for something better is pretty dang good.
That is very fair. The main spam that I really want to look at here that I've got, obviously barring the low blocks, and we've already talked about celebrity status, I have Kindle the Flames and All Worked Up. I think All Worked Up could be really sick in our deck, just because it has really good interactions with a lot of our stuff, and also just being something that helps pad out our progressive difficulty could feel really nice.
I actually kind of agree with that. I actually thought that this card was pretty terrible until the regional yesterday, where someone did it to, I think he won in the game. Right? It was pretty good play.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. It's really sick with Spooky. Helps you get just a little closer to zeroing out their move. It's your own damage pump when you're aggressively using it, and it's just 2 foundations when you build it. Obviously, like it's a -1 in the long run, but if you win that turn, it was just 2 foundations with no consequences.
Right, and I can also still commit it with my own effect to give something a lot of speed, and then, you know.
Yeah, and also just like I get to midnight for free on this one, which again, if that's the move that kills you, it was completely free all the way along. It was totally free.
Yeah, no, I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, we have a lot of zeros. It's like we can maybe afford to. Our zeros are kind of hard to cut though, because like we only have 14 low blocks, so can't really cut any copies of You're Finished. I think it might just be better than floating.
I kind of agree.
Yeah, I think like honestly 10 zeros is enough. I think 10 is like a really premium number. I don't know if I'd play 3 All Worked Up. I think 2 could be fine.
I think 2 would be fine. So my thought is cut all of the floatings, get 2 All Worked Up, and then 1 either 1 Kindle or I mean, there's nothing wrong with a spicy zoom every once in a while, you know. don't know if that's
Zoom is like the coolest one of in the world all the time to me.
Yeah,
So
me too.
I am just super down, and that brings us to like 15 low blocks, which in 66 does not feel terrible. Not I
Yeah.
mean, your character also like can dig for one if you need. You know, it's not the end of the world.
And I can still zero out a low if it's gonna be a problem and all that fun stuff.
100%. I think our actions are awesome. I think our actions are super fine. This card is crazy in our 4 easily excited deck. It's just like really, 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 really good. When you get to do this on the move that actually has taunt, this card just like crazy amounts of value.
I love this card because like it's one of the best blocks. Just straight up giving everything -2 damage for the rest of the turn is pretty much a turn killer for a lot of characters. It basically turns off of some parts of Ojiro, which is value down.
This card's very, very, very good right now. And then like Evildoers is obviously just fantastic.
But yeah, it's like if I keep in momentum, I get to discard 3 cards from my card pool and then keep stringing with all the cards in my hand. I have so many cards.
Yep, and then being able to turn on like the Snap EX or being able to turn on the discard on this like really early in the game, super duper good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, super duper good. Well, yeah, man, I think this looks pretty sick, man. And there you have it, guys. That's it for me and Ulyssean's all symbol midnight build. This one was fun to work on. We put some really, really cool tech pieces in here, and I think this deck's got some fantastically neat legs. If you enjoyed the video, and if you learned anything from it, I would love some feedback down below. And of course, if you want your own experience like this, or you want to check out any of the other ways that you can commission content directly along with me, you can look at the Patreon link down below in the description and in the pinned comment section. Above all else, though, thanks just for making it to the end of this video, and I hope I see you in the next one.